tough week on the injury front.
Yeah.
Um, when would Joel become I know he's always an option to slide out, but is that even more possible now than ever?
I don't think so. I don't. I think our tackles played well last week. Really proud of James and Jerron, both those guys, to throw it 45 times against those edge rushers and have one sack. That was really an RPO that wasn't on the line. It's really impressive. So, yeah, he's always available and he's done it. But I feel confident in the way our guys are playing.
What can you say about the game that Joe had and his first victory in Raleigh?
He did great. I mean, it was that's he's getting back into the groove, I think, now, and starting to feel confident in the play calls and what we're asking those guys to do. And it showed, like whatever little rust he had is looked like it's knocked off now. He's playing at a high level again. Like the way he's seeing the field, his ability again to be accurate at all three levels has been impressive.
89 passes in 2 games. Is that too much? Is it just how it worked out? What's it say about Joe? What's it say about how the games have gone?
Yeah, I mean, I think it shows Joe how much confidence we have in him in the pass game. I think that's the key part there. You're going to play differently each week. Just so happens the last 2 weeks we felt like we had some good matchups in the pass game. That changes week to week, but obviously we feel confident with his ability to make decisions and read the field, and make the throws. So probably has something to do with it.
Looking at the experience effects, what does it allow? Is the opportunity for the passing game against their pass defense?
Yeah, really good defense. The record wasn't an indication of how good they're playing on defense. Really, the last 4 games, playing at a high level. The scheme is really good. I think there's some change philosophically over the course of the season of how that defense is running compared to earlier in the season. So definitely some challenges there. Really, really good corner, to the field. I think he's one of the premier corners in the league. So definitely present some challenges. Their nickel, really good cover corner, nickel as well. So they definitely present some challenges in the pass game.
You mentioned sack on the field. Has Joe done a lot of that in his career? RPOs looked like he ran a handful of those.
Yeah, we did. It's not hard. I don't think just because he's a taller pocket passer, you can't run RPOs. We're just reading a defender on the field. So I wasn't surprised by the reaction as everybody else. But yeah, that was an RPO. We got a little, tried to do a little too much there and held on the ball too long. But yeah, I think it's not, unrealistic for a pocket passer to run RPO.
You talked about how good his play action is, Joe, with the little, hand movements and what have you. Is that the reason that those plays were as wide open as they were to David and to even little David?
Yeah, really. The last one was a drop back to D Bell. That was cool. Just zero pressure. What a great job he did of hanging in, knowing exactly the protection was blocked exactly how we had to have it blocked. Kareem laid out, blocked the guy in the A gap, which was awesome. We drifted away from the B gap pressure guy, and that.
You can draw it up.
Yeah, I mean, as far as just how we operated in that key situation on the 4th down was really impressive with those guys, and proud of the way we handled that. Yeah, but the play action, you go back to your really strong play action fakes. The touchdown to David, the second one, really good play action. The back did a great job of picking up the pressure right in the A gap or B gap to his side. And the linebackers really bit down on that run action that allowed Dave to pop out on the backside. But he's got big hands. You could do a lot with that ball in the play action part of that.
Yeah, anyone with more arm talent than
as far as just talent and arms, Aaron obviously was extremely talented passer. Maybe it's not the velocity that he has, but the accuracy for sure. As far as velocity and down the field throws, probably not.
How much of these last 2 games, so it was 9 receivers and then 8 this past game. How much of that is what you guys have drawn up offensively, and how much of that is Joe just reading the field and finding ways to distribute? I mean, is that by design, having this many receivers?
We definitely pinpoint guys to do certain things. For example, the touchdown that David Bell had, that was his route. We felt really confident he would make a great decision on that route. So guys definitely get put in the spots where we're going to use their skill set for them to be successful. And then that's a portion of that. And then the other part of that is just reading the defense and getting the ball to the open player.
So going back under center more, does that change a whole bunch? Does it boost the offense at all? Is it a lot different for you
It's
guys?
just a different approach. We did a lot of the stuff, same type of plays from the gun, just allowing us under center. It does have a little more pull in the play action game when you get under center. That's definitely true.
Alex, is there something to be said about, Joe coming in fresh, at this time of year, that, he hasn't taken kind of the pounding that most of the other quarterbacks in the league have?
Oh, I think so, for sure. I mean, he's fresh as a daisy right now and feeling great. There aren't many players in the league right now that are feeling great at this time of the year.
The offense right now versus what you would have maybe been doing Sean Watson stuff out there.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I mean, there's differences for sure. I would put it back into the Jacoby time when he played when we were under center more. The good news is we've been through that and we know how to operate in both.
Or along those lines, is this more like Kevin's bread and butter, if you will? I mean, what he's most comfortable and familiar with in terms of an offense with kind of a traditional pocket passer?
Yeah, I think so. I think Kevin does a great job of adapting to whoever is there. And I think that's one of the things that makes him such a great coach is his ability to be flexible and adapt and change. Definitely that's probably an area that feels most comfortable, coming from the systems that he was in. But I mean, I think we changed and we could do as much as we need to do depending on who our players are.
Their heavy formation, a little more limited because of that.
It's a little different. We'll still have some of those situations. I thought the guys did a great job. Nick, obviously coming in and playing for Poe last week, huge way he stepped up, and then that put Harrison into some different spots in those packages. So a lot of changing game day on the sideline to get everybody lined up correctly. Jobs changed for sure. It definitely had an effect, but we'll work through that.
I think one team or a few teams have had four quarterbacks over the course of the as you guys have throughout the season kind of adapted to the quarterback uncertainty, like what would you say has just allowed you guys to consistently with just the uncertainty of their season?
Obviously it starts with Kevin, and I think is the mindset for him is we're always going to try to put whoever that person is behind center in the best position for them to be successful. It all starts with the quarterback. If we can play to his skill set, whatever that is, that's going to help us all. And I think he's done a great job of how we design the plan each week for each guy that's playing, and then how the game's called as well. So really, I think it's a hat off to Kevin.
Now, David had such a big first half, right? That after you caught the ball, second half, did they really do a lot of? Did they adjust defensively to take him out?
Not so much. It's just kind of how the game went at that point. His plays were big early, and then we kind of we were attacking other places later in the game. But great game for him. Obviously, he's done an outstanding job all year, not just as a player but as a teammate. We give out the awards for the pickups each week. He won last week. Like he's not only being productive, he's being a great teammate, and he's having a heck of a year. I'm proud of him.
Alex, a couple of players mentioned recently about the next man up thing that the younger guys, the role players, have done a really good job developing behind the scenes to make sure that they are ready to step in and contribute right away. So my question is, have you guys changed anything this year with maybe like behind the scenes development to make sure that guys are ready, or do you feel like it's just more initiative from the guys that aren't getting those reps?
Yeah, no, there's a ton of work that goes on behind the scenes, not on the practice field. Our young coaches do a great job of getting the extra work with those guys, whether it's Scott Peters, John DeCoster working with the younger players off to the side, Callie working with Sed and some of the younger receivers, getting them ready. There's a lot of work that goes in on the side to get those guys ready. But it is important. We do feel like we do a good job of developing the young players, so when they do have a chance to play, they're ready to go.
Is there more that you guys can unfold with this offense, and does that play a part in it, Joe's ability to get that ball to different receivers and have that diversity?
Oh, definitely. I think it definitely, you got to defend the whole field. You got to defend every player. And the more you can spread it around, the more they can isolate on, your top guys. So, if they're spending more time with Dave and Amari, then that should open up said Elijah and the other guys. So um, only helps the whole offense. More players touch the ball.
Alex,
What was the biggest improvement in Flacco's second game?
Oh man, probably just operation, and knowing where the snap points were, the cadence work that we did. We do a lot of motions and shifting, so just fuller understanding of just really operation at that point. I think he's yes, yeah. We'll keep loading more things on as we get more familiar with the system with Joe. But yeah, I think it was really clean last week in our operation, minus the false starts, but we did a nice job there.
Alex,
Poise of Flacco out on the field and key moments. Just how valuable is that for you guys, especially if you stretch where you're trying to kind of finish it off and earn that playoff berth?
Yeah, he definitely brings a calming presence. I think the amount of games he's played in his career, it's not too big, obviously, and he's seen a lot of football. So he definitely brings a calming factor to that sideline for those guys, I'm sure, in the huddle as well.
Alex, how much did Sweat change that Bears pass rush?
Oh, definitely. Skilled pass rusher, good against the run, really good player, big, strong, physical, power rusher. He's definitely helped them a ton since he's got there.
Alex, in terms of unlocking more with the pass game, Amari's obviously been playing banged up, and he's done that throughout his career. But even just in that respect, do you think that alone is a lot more left to be mined there between their connection?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're just scratching the surface. I think as we get to know each other, like I go back to the Rams throw on 3rd and 14, where he just two guys had not worked together a ton that were on the same page. So that'll continue to grow.
How happy were you to see David Pelt get the uniform out there?
There's a picture. I don't know if you guys get out to the front, but on the big screen out there's that picture of Dave smiling as he's going into the end zone. That just made my day. Like, how happy was he, and how happy was everybody for him too? I think Joel was the first guy down to celebrate with. Thanks, guys.